Uh, Good evening, good morning, wherever you are around the world tonight. You're watching the SFR GT Challenge as we get into race number 3 here at Bathurst, back in Australia. 2 rounds in Japan have gone by, and Division 1, we've seen a really competitive Turismo Defi take both wins, and the rest of the guys, it's all pretty much up in the air. Anyone could be anywhere. Tonight we've got Gnarlywall 90, aka Kyle, with us. So let's get Kyle on board, and we'll interview him in just a moment. And we can get some questions out as they finish the qualifying run here. And it looks like at the moment Defi's on top, Marzan Brooksy will be our top 3. Erky and then Neen Tisto fix out the top 5. Well, hello and welcome, Gnarlywall 90. Kyle, how you going?
Good. How are you doing today?
I'm good. Race today at Bathurst. What's the biggest challenge you've had to face in the run-up to the preparation to this one?
Yeah, I was wondering how was waking up in your own bed today, this being your hometown race and everything.
Well, it's not quite a hometown. It's down in the state of New South Wales where I was born, but I don't live there anymore, unfortunately. But it's actually a track I've never been to. So I don't know. Do you enjoy Bathurst?
Yeah, it's definitely a tricky technical track. You have to make sure you don't overshoot it, but you can definitely underdrive the car just as much here too. So it's definitely one of those tracks where you just got to get in a rhythm. You got to have practice here. You can't just show up and race. So you got to definitely be on your marks and be kind of ready to go there.
And did you do much running with the team, Rockefeller Racing?
Yeah, we've had some really good team practices over the last couple rounds, especially this week. We put in a lot of good time and energy here. A lot in the early parts of the weeks to kind of get that rhythm, to learn our marks and stuff like that. I feel a little behind today, though. It's my first couple laps on the track today, so I'm still trying to feel and get that rhythm that we established earlier this week, but definitely spending a lot of time with the Rockefeller team, getting ready for the SFR GT Challenge.
Now, there is a drivers' meeting that happens early, and daylight savings, I think, ended, so everything's gone back, an hour, I think. Is it back an hour?
We went forward an hour.
Forward an hour,
yeah.
My bad.
Yeah.
Was there anything that we're mentioning in the drivers' meeting that people out there might find interesting that you might have to be looking out for, maybe on the entrance or something like that, to the pit lane,
yeah,
etc.?
Definitely pit entrance. Watch coming in on worn tires, trying to push the tires to their strategy and stuff like that. I think definitely coming into the pit lane is something to watch. I think also with the new tire model in the game this week, I think the tires last a little bit longer. And I kind of think it actually put everybody on the same strategy. So I'd be surprised if kind of hearing the talk in the garage, I think it's going to be pitting after lap 8, pitting after lap 16, and then coming into the finish on lap 24. So kind of 8-lap runs there. And I think with the new tire model, it just kind of limited everybody possible doing short pits just because the tires last so long.
Yeah, I was about to mention that. The new tire model came in on Wednesday night, or my time anyway. Did that upset too many people, or has that actually been a blessing in disguise?
I think good and bad. I think soft's the way to go, especially in our league stuff. I really liked our last settings we were on in the league. It kind of gave everybody, the option of 3 or 4 pit and kind of, making tires have to last long. But I know that for some of the FIA races coming up, the FIRA races, the Nations Cup, the Manufacturer Series, I think it's going to be something worth noting to see, how compounds react to the new tire model.
Well, good luck out there, and good luck to the Rockefeller Racing team. I know you've got a few fans watching, so do them proud, and yeah, have fun on the mountain.
Hey, real quick, I just want to GT Challenge teammates, Josh doing the interview, Rockefeller Racing, and especially to my wife and kids. They're really everything to me, and I'm glad they give me the time to let me do this. So big kudos to my wife and kids for always being there for me.
That's awesome, man. Thanks for that one.
All right, you have fun.
I will, Gnarly. You too. Well, that's Gnarly, aka Kyle, the one that we've. He's got a little bit of a meme. It's Kyle. Anyway, hopefully Kyle can do well today. He races for Rockefeller, and he's gonna do his family proud. He says so. It's at Bathurst today, and it's going to be an interesting one. New tyre model, you heard right there from Gnarly, and yeah, it looks like it's bringing everyone into the same strategy, he said. So I think the grid's just being reset, and we'll get straight into it. But I'm pretty sure Deffy has taken pole position here today. So Bathurst, it's a challenging one. It's the Nürburgring of Australia. Some people say that. Whether or not you believe it, different story. But it is difficult. As we get to the bottom of the mountain now, where Brooksy is, it's fast straight sections, fast corners. Then there's some heavy braking zones with some massive runoff areas in case you get it wrong. The Hotel Hilton there on the right-hand side, popular with motorsport fans on race days. It's a good spot to be. It's newly built. It hasn't always been there. And then you come around through the final corner, up into Hell's Corner, and you start the run again. Climb the mountain. Once you hit the mountain, it's all pretty much caged in. Big concrete walls to your left and right hand side. There's not a lot of room to make a mistake. So now we're just waiting for the stewards to finalise the car list, and we should be good to go. If things are too loud or too soft here today, let me know. Running a new setup. And sound is the hardest thing to get right. But also don't forget, Dead One Garage. You can watch us on YouTube and Facebook. Both, all races, everything streamed live on both at the same time. So if you have any issues, don't forget you've got a backup stream happening somewhere else. But thanks to everyone who's watching. I'm just bringing up the chat rooms now for those watching on YouTube. So I've sort of neglected you guys there a little bit, but I'll jump in and see who's watching us. I've got Sam Kindle. He's missing the race, but he's going to watch it. So welcome, brother. I probably got to tell Q when to go. So I was probably meant to do that half an hour ago. So that was my bad. Alright, so Sam's watching from YouTube. Mike Prim on Facebook. It's good luck to the guys, he says. Nicholas Rodriguez Schaefer. Rodrigo, you've got a fan. Big Bro Goof is watching. And Mike Prim is also going for Rockefeller too. So some messages of support out there tonight. But thank you once again, everyone. Got Emula in the house. Welcome. We've just joined us straight in time for the final. And here it is. This is the grid, all lined up, all 15 cars. It's Turismo, Deffy, Marzan, and Brooksy were the front three.
I'm rocking.
We're about to get things underway. Here they go, waiting for the lights to go out. Crowd waits in anticipation. You can hear the revs. And we're out and underway. Standing still up to the first corner now. Hell's Corner. It's Marzan out in front. Looks like he's gotten Deffy. And Deffy could even be down 2 spots before we get to the top. No, he's done that. He's got in front of Erky there rather. It's a red flag. So who was stuck on the grid? Somebody was stuck on the grid. AMS Bill must have been stuck. You can see he was dragged along. So we're going to restart. We'll get straight back into it. It won't be as long a wait this time. We'll be straight in. We should be straight back into the action. So that was a crazy start. Unfortunately, I can't bring it back up, but you saw the quick replay there. This is catch. Oh, Rodrigo trying the side swipe in the practice session. That's the fun thing about virtual racing. There's no damage bill at the end of the day, so you can sort of do stuff like that. But yeah, that was interesting. With Deffy being beaten up into the first turn, it was really going to make it a struggle for him to get around because he can't make overtakes on the mountain. Almost impossible. Vic Daughtry's in the house. What's up, my friend? Gelson's going for Rockefeller. Lots of Rockefeller fans. Nicholas says best of luck to his SDR teammates. Your team captain's watching. Vic Daughtry again on both Facebook and YouTube. You're amazing. Let's go, boys. Here we go. Round number 2. Red flag restart. Same thing again. You can see Marzen's on the front row. Deffy in second. Marzen and Deffy. And they're underway. Get up to speed now, up to the first corner once again. Deffy again beaten off the line almost by Erky. Had to fight really hard to get back that second position. But we've just had a very similar start to what we've had before. But it looks a lot cleaner as Catch is now fighting for track position with Doogie and Q-Racer down the back end of the field. But it looks like it's been a clean one. Marzen leads the field now up to the first mountain climb. Deffy in behind. Erky fighting as well. Almost getting 3 to 4 cars wide. Not 4 cars wide, but 3 cars wide before we get into the cutting. And there you can see Gnarly in the Aston for Rockefeller up behind Apex Motorsports Brooksy. And the Toyota. And they've all got matching liveries as well, so they're very easy to spot. But the Rockefeller boys have done some work as well during the week, last couple of weeks, improving their livery. So you might notice some little changes here and there. And here's DJ in the Viper now. You can see very, very difficult to keep the speed up and stay out of the wall. He's just touched tagged the side there, but it's not going to affect him too badly. Neen Tisto's bit down in 8th, so we know he'll be able to do a lot better than that. So we're just going to have to watch where this happens now. DJ getting a good run. It's Marzen and Deffy now. Deffy's got the slipstream, and it could be for the overtake of the race here, and it is. He's done it before the end of the first lap. Marzen moves back into second. You can see those front brakes glowing red hot because they had to pull the cars down to an acceptable speed to make the corners there. Rodrigo's managed to find himself in 3rd. So he's gotten around Brooksy and Erky. Erky's lost 2 spots after all that. So there's some real big battles going on down the back. Erky's now losing another spot in 6th. He's really had a bad run on the first lap. Car's getting wide, but they all get around. Let's have a look. Let's see what happened to Erky here. So he was in 3rd. And you can see the overtake happen in front, which we watch live. And Rodrigo, in the Viper behind, had a massive run with the slipstream. Massive top end. But if there's one car that can sort of hold him off, it will be these AMGs. Oh, Erky's gone wide through there. And that was probably a lot of this explanation And it will be. That's where Brooksy got him. And DJ, again, through the final corner as well. Almost got him up down on the inside into turn 1. So that's where he's lost a lot of his positions. And he still holds it. There's Gnarly. He's fighting off Neen and J-Mag. So he's fighting off some very fast drivers behind. 2 minutes 10 for him at the moment was the last lap. But the field is all together right now. Our leader, Deffy, he's been semi-released up into the front. And you can see the gap, 8 tenths now. Whether or not Marzan's going to be able to hold him off and fight him back, he's going to have to do a quick reply. Otherwise, Deffy's going to disappear. Chris Williams going for, well, just go STR. Go Stronger Together Racing. Q Racers down there in the back. We'll find some of the other STR boys for you. On board with Apex Motorsports Marzan. And he's just having a hard time at the moment. Catching up to Deffy. The gap's about a second. And you can see they've built a nice little gap on those behind him, about 3 seconds. Trismo Rodrigo. He's now pushed himself up into a podium position. So he'll be very pleased with his performance so far. There's Brooksy. I think he just caught the back end of that car, losing control. Some overtakes happening. Erky again under the pump. Erky and DJ. Another Trismo boy. Lots of overtakes now. But DJ didn't have the top end. This is Neen Tisto and Gnarly. I think Neen's going to get it. He's got the inside line on Gnarly, and it was done nice and clean. Textbook overtake there for Neen Tisto. He's going to push his way through the field. And then J-Mag in behind. You can just see how tight everything is as we hit the mountain. There's not a lot of room to maneuver. There's not a lot of room to exploit a mistake if it happens in front. Just see sparks being brought up as some of the cars try and exploit the track limits the best they possibly can, and that means scraping your side mirrors up against those concrete barriers sometimes. The field gets through. Another lap here, and it's Gnarlywall in 8th position. J-Mag, and then Bill down on the Corvette. He's in 10th. Let's have a quick look at the back end of the field. Rockefeller Racing's catch in the green machine. He's down in 11th. He'll definitely be wanting to improve on that one. STR Exotica, here we go. They're running the rainbow cars today. Down in 12th and 13th. And then Doogie way back in 14th there. So there must have been an incident he's been involved in. You can see there's a lot of damage on the side of that one. And he's got 14 seconds to catch up to Cat. It's a Q racer even. So I'm not sure what happened there. Doogie was running 12th on the end of the first lap here. You can see he was in the middle of it. So there's been an incident that he's been involved in. That's unfortunate for Doogie. Our leader though, 2.3. I told you, once this guy gets released, it's going to be almost impossible to catch up to him. And that's what's happening here at the mountain. This is Trismo Deffy out in front. Victortrick hashtag never give up. That's true. So I'm pretty sure that's going to apply to Doogie. There's Marzan. And third is still Rodrigo. The battle for fourth contains Erky and Brooksy. Erky's having to do a lot of fighting back after touching the dirt coming down the back end. Here down the mountain. And he let at least 2 or 3 cars get around him. And that's really affected him. He's been stuck in 5th now for a few laps. He's not going to be able to run the same sort of pace he probably would like to. But that might force him into tyre conservation. Who knows? Maybe he can get a few more laps out. But as Kyle was saying, I don't know if that's going to be the case now. with the new physics model which was introduced during the week. Erky not close enough to attempt something yet. So, here we go. Down the main straight, up into turn number 1, at Hell's Corner. You can just see Rodrigo pushing hard there, ripping the dirt up. 4th position, Brooksy and Erky. They're coming down the mountain straight, up to turn number 2, which is Griffin's Bend. A difficult corner, with a bit of a camber on it. He can really run the car wide into the barrier. He's managed to pull that in. Brooksy now defending the spot. Erky pushing and prodding. Just trying to find a weakness in Brooksy's defense. Coming up to the top of the mountain now. Trying to keep the speed high. You want to trust the car through here. Trust the grip. Through McPhillamy Park. Past the crowd waiting. That's where some big accidents happen when they get it wrong. That's why there's all that runoff. Down the dipper and the skyline through the S's. I did that in all the wrong order, but you know what I mean. Down the Forest Elbow now, and this is the drag race, which happens once again through Conrod Straight. Here we go, and you can see they're starting to pull in Rodrigo a little bit. The back end of Brooksy, you can see Erky. He's just gaining slightly. Can he do it? He's going to put it up the inside. This could be a move on for Erky. He's done it. Wonderful move. Brooksy now back in 5th. Erky will be able to push on and worry about that 3rd spot, which he lost early on. But fantastic stuff. Erky chucks it up the inside there. Clean as. Brakes glowing super hot. He asked a lot of his AMG Mercedes there, but he's done it. Rodrigo once again gets wide. Not sure if that's compromising his speed. Keep an eye on it. 6th position is another Turismo boy. It's Turismo DJ. Then Neen Tisto. Neen's last lap in the GR Supra racing concept. 2:02. DJ with the better line. And they're about to enter the cutting again. Neen Tisto following closely in behind the Canadian now. Oh, he's actually done a move. What was wrong with DJ there? See if we can't see what happened. DJ. Oh, he's gone out too wide. He's tagged the wall. That's really pulled him up, and that's where Neen's got the move done. That's, thank you, Neen Tisto, we'll be saying. You can see, look at the gap now. But Neen will be loving that one. So go through the dipper. Another hard corner here is this one, the Forest Elbow. Sort of a blind corner. You've got to trust you've got the racing line correct. Because you want to get the accelerator down as soon as possible, because you want to be going as quick as you can by the end of this straight. The sooner you can get on the power, the quicker you'll be going. It can mean all the difference. And that corner there, corner number 20, it's the fastest corner in Australian motorsports. And we've seen some insane overtakes and some insane plays at that corner in past events. But thanks for watching. This is SFR GT Challenge. This is division number 1, and at the moment we're on lap 7 of 24 here at Mount Panorama at Bathurst in New South Wales, Australia. At the moment it's Turismo Defi leading the field, and he's got a 4.1 second lead It's Marzan in second and Rodrigo up in third right now. Whether or not he's going to hold that one, different story, as Erky is coming through with Broxy here. Neen Tisto holds off sixth. He got a move done on DJ just last lap as he made a mistake up through the cutting. And then it's Gnarlywall in eighth. He's lost a few since the start, but he's looking consistent from here on. J-Mag, similar story. He's in ninth. There's Bill in 10th. Catch is in 11th for the Green Machine. Not a lot happening down here. Q-Racer and Exotica have swapped positions in the Rainbow cars. And then it's Doogie in the Lone Viper. He's hoping for a massive incident in front because he's been out of this one after an incident himself. We missed what it was, but you can see right now he's 11 seconds off the pace. So at the moment, it's the Lexus out in front. And he's not looked like he's having too much troubles at all. He's on lap 7 here. I think they might be pitting every 8 laps. Is he going to be in the pits here? No, he's not. He's going to continue on. There might be some, though, that might decide to. Marzan goes past the pit entry. And it's now Rodrigo and Erky. Here we go. Are one of them going to try and change it up? No, they're going to do one more lap. Brooksy, the same thing. Neen Tisto. DJ. Gnarly. You can see 9th and 10th now. J-Mag and Bill. The Exotica boys go past, so it looks like no one's entering the pits yet. My bad, we missed Neen Tisto going in. So Neen Tisto's entered the pits. He's actually, look at that, he's running some Demo and Garage decals on the front there. Thanks, bro. And he will exit in 13th, thanks to Doogie being so far behind. So Neen was the only one, I think, that changed it up by 1 lap. You can see there's Doogie down there. So we're going to watch and see what happens with interest, whether or not that was the right move. Chris Williams, Erky's filling up all the mirrors. He was early on. And he's still filling up the mirror of Rodrigo there, so massive opportunity for him. Oh, Rodrigo again. He likes to push the edge of the track, doesn't he? I just worry a little bit that he's going to push it a little bit too far, one of these corners, and lose traction, and that's going to be the car doing 360s. But got some Erky fans, so let's stick with him. He's got Rodrigo just in front. Get down Conrod straight here. Look at this. Gaining, gaining, gaining. Every inch he's gaining. Is he going to take the inside line? No, he's not. He's going to stay on the racing line for now. Deffy's in the pits on lap 8. This is where I expect most of the field to pit. That's why I thought some of them might change it up. Okay, here we go. Erky will inherit second. As Rodrigo goes in, Deffy's in. Looks like Turismo definitely doing the 8-lap strategy. All of the Turismo boys are in. And Erky, oh, it's going to be a drag race between him and Deffy here. He doesn't have to battle Deffy, but he might want to make it a difficult exercise for him. Because if he can stay in front, what he can do is actually slow down Deffy. Oh, he was entitled to a race there. I kind of wish he would have made Deffy work really hard for that one. Our leader is at Marzan, though. But what I was trying to say was, because Deffy was behind a car, he's not able to get the same pace that he wanted to, that he usually can. You know how we can build a 10, 12 second lead by the end of it? If he was stuck behind Erky's not slow, but Deffy's just on a different level. And that would have meant that some of the guys in second and third would have had an opportunity maybe to catch back up to Deffy and close that gap. Unfortunately, whether or not it was the right thing to do, the nice thing to do. Erky's let him through. And Deffy has been released once again. But he was entitled to racing there. So I always want to know what you guys think watching. A lot of you race yourselves. Do you think it was just the better thing to do? Or do you want to see Deffy work hard? Let me know. Nick saying Erky's got Goof speed in him because practicing with Goof this week. Well, he's doing really well in third. We've just watched him on a whole lap there. Marzin's come in now. He's getting some new rubber on. Looks like he's on the good years. Erky has also entered the pit lane. Here we go. Marzin's on his marks. Some scratches on the front there for him. And he's coming out of the pits. Marzan, looks like we've had a few people pit. This is Neen Tisto. He was first to pit. And he's actually moved up to 6th spot. So I think he's up maybe one position overall. He's going to be battling it with Erky. Erky just got out in front. Erky on some fresher rubber by 2 laps now. But look how the field is all caught back up once again. Brooksy comes out in front of Erky. Erky just gets in front of Neen. So now the battle continues on lap number 10 as the rest of the field rotates through, gets on some new rubber. DJ's back there in 8th. Neen Tisto wants to stay with his pack. The leader is Deffy. Just getting a little bit wild at McPhillamy there. See how wild it did get. Just a quick replay of Deffy. Comes across top of the mountain up to McPhillamy Park. Oh, it's hardly a touch, wasn't it? Just a little poof of dirt. Poof. Onomatopoeia. AMS Marzan in 2nd. Then it's Rodrigo. He's worked hard for that one. J-Mag. Wow, J-Mag's the one that's been up a lot of positions. Has he pitted though? He's in 4th at the moment. Gonna have to stick with him because I can't actually guarantee that he's actually entered the pits. Looking out behind J-Mag, the big spoiler giving all that downforce. Look at the run Brooksy's getting here. Huge stuff. That's 4th position for him. J-Mag being squeezed. He's lost back to 6th. As Erky gets around him as well. Goof speed indeed. Neen Tisto. Oh, and J-Mag now losing 3 spots. He was up there in 4th. Let's go back and relive it all once again. This is J-Mag coming through the Conrod Straight. Neen Tisto, you can see, capitalises on something here. Well, J-Mag did it to himself, and Neen Tisto squeezed around the outside. There's 7th position for him. And DJ is going to be on the attack next. So J-Mag under a lot of pressure now. He's made a few errors, and that's cost him a lot of spots. Like Prim saying, work hard for it. We'll go back and have a look at your teammates in a moment. We're on lap 11 now, so we're just hitting the halfway mark. Exotica's in 13. Doog is in 14, so nothing's changed there, unfortunately. This is Bill. You can see he's got a 1 or 2 second gap between him. Rockefeller Catch, he's in 11th at the moment. It's the lowest I've seen Catch for a long, long time. So I wonder if he's just struggling on the mountain today. Who knows? His pace. Let's have a look. 202. It's not slow at all. But it's not quick enough for him to be up inside the top 10. So he'll be hoping his teammates can mitigate whatever he can't do today. But Catch will be hard on himself. I know he will. And he'll be wanting to do a lot better. So Bill Has Catch behind him. That Corvette, though, just staying out of the reach of the Aston Martin for now. And Gnarly Wall, he's back another position. He was up as high as 7th. He's down in 9th right now. So I wonder if those Aston Martins have taken a hit during the physics update. But another Rockefeller driver, he's in 9th position. J-Mag, he's in 8th, and it looks like he's by himself. So DJ's gotten away from him. Let's see if we can't see where that happened. Well, this is where he lost all those spots. You can see Brooksy got the run down the mountain straight. Down Conrod, rather. Another one up on the inside for Erky. Goof speed indeed. As he's come around the corner here, he's run a bit wide. He's lost grip, collected it. Neen Tisto squeezed around. But he's lost a lot of time. Has J-Mag, because he's down in 8th. He lost one more spot at some point now. So he's really suffering. To the front, though, it's 9-second lead for Deffy. Again, just an alien, they call them in the sim racing world. Because they're just out of this world. And just on a different level. So the Lexus driver just seems to be able to pull out incredible pace. 2 minutes flat almost around the mountain in the RCF. Got to be happy with that. And then it's Marzan in 2nd. It's good to see Marzan up there today. He's 2nd. He's doing almost the same. He's only 5/10 slower than Deffy's quickest. Rodrigo in 3rd, and he's held that now for a little bit. He's put that Viper up there where he wanted to be, and he's defended any attacks that have come his way. It's Erky and Brooks, though. This is where most of the action's been today. Down for the battle for 4th and 5th. Thanks for watching today, guys, no matter where you are. My name's Josh from Demo 1 Garage. We've got plenty of eSport action this week. Well, here we go. A move's been formulated, and Erky has done the sums, and it's worked out. Around Brooksy he goes. Brooksy went a little bit wide, and Erky kept the inside line nice and tight. Let's see how that one worked out for him. He had the slipstream, pulled out on the inside, and it seemed easy for Erky there. Brooksy gave him a lot of room. And now the run's on to catch DJ, who's now up in front of Erky. So it looks like Goof speed has been transferred successfully this week to Erky. Here goes Brooksy. And we wanted to get that spot back. He's going to have to be closer, though, when we get to the elbow. But you can see now DJ is putting the pressure on Neen Tisto. Neen Tisto now is going to have to stay cool, calm, and collected if he wants to keep his 6th position. Turismo DJ is almost pushing him along down the Conrod Straight. Here we go. The slipstream. He's trying to activate the slingshot. He is. He's got the outside line. He'll have the inside line, though, for this one. He just couldn't get it done. Neen Tisto shut the door. And that's beautiful defense from the Toyota man. DJ just... that car is just a little bit too wide here. Oh, he's made a mistake. Oh, how has he done that? He's just collected the car up at the last moment. He turned in a little bit too early. Maybe he was a little bit too harsh on the input. And he sent the car sliding sideways. So DJ with a bit of an impromptu drift there. An update through the field. Look at this. Bill now is under the pump from Catch. And Q-Racer as well. So this is going to turn into a battle for 8th spot. So we've actually had someone lose a spot because Catch was running 11th. Here we go. climbing the mountain now. They're going to follow each other in one by one. There's not a lot of room. Nollywall has the lead. Bill, number 88 at the moment. He's right up the exhaust of Gnarly's car. Gnarly now is going to try to do his best to hold up Bill. And that means Catch can, catch up to Bill. And that's what he'll be wanting to do. The Rockefeller boys here can actually use some teamwork to help each other out here. Let's see whether or not they're in communication with each other. Otherwise, they're going to have to read each other's minds. But it's there's a lot going on. Gnarly's going to be focused. Catch just getting a little bit wide. Touching that outside wall, and that's put Q-Racer in the prime position. You can see he's tucked right in, trying to get all the slipstream he can before he puts the slingshot on. That Hyundai, though, is struggling to get the top end required. And Catch and Q, they're almost side by side, but Q has dropped back in behind. And Catch, once again, is going to have to put on the blinkers and use his mirrors effectively here. But it's the battle for 8th here, which is really heating up. Bill is getting ever so close to moving up one more position there. Through Hell's Corner, he had a lot more traction than what Gnarly did. And that Aston Martin could be under some insane danger here. It is. Look at this. The side draft now. He's going to have the outside line, though, and that's not going to be the most beneficial. He looks like he's backed off. He doesn't want to cause a collision here. He's still got at least 10 laps remaining as we start lap 15 here. Oh, Gnarly. Gnarly has made the mistake, and Bill has squeezed through. And now it's both Rockefeller Racing. They're occupying 9th and 10th. But here we go. This is where it happened. Bill had applied the pressure now for some laps. Gnarly actually scraping the wall on the exit. Coming up into the cutting now. Gnarly just couldn't get the car stopped in time, and you can see Bill with the traction kept it easily up on the inside line. So Bill for Apex is now 8th. Gnarly's down the 9th position now, and it's going to be interesting with his teammate behind him. Catch again having to defend Q-Racer. So we've got 2 Aston Martins now racing for position. Q-Racer, though, that Hyundai just doesn't have the top end required to really capitalize on a slipstream there. He really needs to be super close when he comes out of Forest Elbow. Looks like Q-Racer's going into the pits. So that's a little bit of that's a lap early there. He's trying to change it up a little bit, going for the undercut. And that means Catch is now allowed to continue racing with the pressure going from behind. But looks like we are coming up to the second round of pit stops here. Mike Prim still shouting out for Catch to push hard. He's up in 10th at the moment. Let's get an update through the pack, and 10-second lead for Deffy. It's again just another one of those races where he has to focus, because it's easy to sort of let your mind wander a little bit. And if he does that, he could miss a turn in, miss his braking zone, and it'll be hard work trying to get out of those gravel traps. And he'd lose all that time he's worked on. Marzan's in second. And he's actually built a good lead on Rodrigo behind him, 17 seconds. So these two are pretty much just doing their own thing today. Rodrigo, though, the pressure's on. Urqui's there. Urqui had the slipstream, but he's not going to have the inside line. Rodrigo swapped back for this one. That was the important move. And he maintains third for now, but Urqui is there. Are they going to go in? Is Rodrigo entering the pits? He is. Urqui's going to go for another lap here, so that's interesting. Brooksy's in behind. Oh, thought Rodrigo had cooked the entrance there. So Marzen leads as he went around for another lap. Deffy's out in second. And Urqui's going for another one. He's going to need the good speed today. So we've got Brooksy in. He's on his marks. Team's there ready. New rubber boots on, and away he goes. It'll be soft tyres for everyone. Stronger Together Racing's Exotica. Team's out as well with the new Michelins. Here we go. It's Neen Tisto and DJ fighting for track spots. DJ's got the hazards on. Not sure if he's trying to communicate something to Neen Tisto there. Let's see if they had a coming together. Well, not that I can see. So Neen Tisto in sixth. And I think he'll be able to successfully hold off DJ's advances. Looking out behind DJ there, getting a little bit squirrely. The back end flicking out. He's got to be careful. Through McPhillamy Park at top speed. Wonderful car control here from Neen Tisto. That Viper, though, looks a different story. Oh, but look at the speed. He was able to carry through there. Don't know what he was thinking there, though. There was no room to make any move. It was very ambitious. And of course, Neen Tisto had shut the door, but there was not much he could have done. So DJ, don't know if he was impressed about that. That's why we've seen the hazards on again. But honestly, even though he had the speed, there was not much he could do. Neen Tisto, he flicks it out to the inside, and DJ does. Again, another contact between these two. Things are starting to get a little bit of aggressive. But DJ's through, and Neen Tisto watches that Viper release out in front of him. This is with Neen Tisto now. That's DJ's out in front, and he's in seventh. This was the situation coming up. DJ had a lot of speed. This is what he saw. Oh. It's a little bit of a contentious move there. DJ, I don't know if he was trying to pay him back a little bit for what happened on the mountain. But there's some emotions now coming into this one. As we near the end of this race, only 7 laps to go. Now J-Mag is in 8th. He's by himself too. Q-Racer's pushed it up to 9th right now, but I think... Oh, we've seen Q-Racer pit. So Q-Racer has come out on top after that. And he's made the strategy work. Well done. He's just got to hold that position now for 6 or 7 more laps. It's going to be a hard task in the Hyundai, especially. Now, Bill is in 10th. And there's Gnarly in 9th and 11th and 12th. So the 2 Rockefeller Racing guys today have had one they'd rather forget. They've been slowly relegated back through the field as this race has gone on. And it's Gnarly in 11th and Catch in 12th. Here they come. Catch using the slipstream. What they should do now is just help each other catch back up to those in front and work on getting an overtake done before this race ends. I think that's their best option to maximise points by the end of this one. Now, we are nearing the end of the race. If there's someone you'd like to ask a question, let me know who that driver is, or if you'd like to hear how their race went, because we do get to pick one driver. So, if there's someone out there you want to know what's happened to them today, let me know in the chat, and we can get them picked. But the battle for 11th and 12th rages on between the teammates. Looks like they're giving each other enough room, though. And Q-Racer, who's in the rainbow car, he's got 9th. Bill is scraping that outside wall through the cutting. That's not going to help him at all. So we'll come back to the battle for 9th a little bit later on. Turismo Defi for the Turismo team, putting on. He's just schooling us here today. 13.7 seconds, and he's coming around to start lap 20. Somehow he hasn't made a mistake all season. And then it's Marzan. Runs a little bit wide through the final corner, but not going to affect him too much. His lead on Urki is 20 seconds. And here we go. There's some real action happening up for the final podium position. It's Rodrigo and Brooksy. Rodrigo gets around Urki now, and Urki's back into 4th. Brooksy, he's on the scene, and he's going to try and use the straight line speed of that Toyota here. Oh, he might have done it through Hell's Corner. He's done it. Up the inside, Urki's back 2 spots within 2 corners. So there's some real big action happening now. Rodrigo leads them. And they're going to be a train up through here. There's not a lot of... There's no... Unless someone goes off at McPhillamy or runs wide through here at the cutting, your best bet is just to follow as close as safely as possible, which is what they're going to have to do here. Urki will be itching to get around because he's really quick through the top. And you can see that Rodrigo there is just slightly building a gap, and he wants to mitigate whatever gap he can build. Urki will. He's going to need to put those goof laps in, made famous by Goof himself from the SFR GT challenge. Those two practice together. We might get Urki on for an interview. We'll see how things pan out before the end of the race. Brooksy, though, for Apex, he's holding 4th, and he's holding station well. The slipstream not quite as effective as he'd like it to be. Rodrigo and that Viper there using the top end to keep him out in front. And we're going to come around to the end of another lap, lap 21. And they're quickly running out of time here. Brooksy's going to need to get something done up the mountain straight. So's Urki. But Rodrigo, he's going to do his best to fight them off. Make that Viper wide. Block any runs that they have. And he's going to have to do it within the rules as well, though. He can't just swerve left to right and block the track. Sort of driving in the middle there. There's nothing. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But he's making it difficult. Brooksy pushes out to the in. To the outside, rather. And with the outside line, he's actually stuck it down like he was on rails. Brooksy with a fantastic move. Up into turn 2. And he leads them up the cutting now. So we've got a different leader up in 3rd. This is Brooksy move around the outside. Must have been better traction through there, because there was not much Rodrigo could do. So Brooksy's in 3rd. Apex will be happy with that. At the moment, they've got... Oh no, McPhillamy almost took its first victim today, but Brooksy kept it. Rodrigo was trying to squeeze that Viper in where I don't think it really needed to be. Oh, Erky. DJ. Rodrigo gets around Erky. And Erky back into 5th. He likes flashing those lights, doesn't he? Let's have a replay. This is what happened down the straight. Conrad. Rodrigo is in 4th. Erky tucked in behind. He had the slipstream. Pretty sure he got out in front momentarily. But Rodrigo replied. You know, Rodrigo just held him off. Erky went for a move here. Again, thought better of it. And we're back to the live racing. Back up the mountain straight once again. We're on lap 22. Not a lot of time left. And this is the battle for the final podium spot, which has pretty much been occupied by all 3 drivers at some stage during this race. But it's going to be who occupies it at the most important time when we take the checkered flag. Just having a quick look down the field. Neen Tisto, he's got DJ for company. So they'll be racing in a pair together. 8th position is J-Mag right now. He's just going to have to hold his composure. He should be able to maintain that. Q-Race is coming through the field. Pretty sure he got the overtakes done during the pit stops there. And Bill has also improved a few positions since the start of this one. Gnarly Wall's in 11th. Catch is down back to 13th. So Exotic has gotten around Catch. So Catch, I think, will want to do a little bit more practice. He's going to be hard on himself. He's a quick driver, but today it doesn't look like he's going to be scoring the points he'd like to be scoring. And at the very back since the beginning is Doogie. We're not sure what happened to him, but he's been there and he's just had a very hard time ever since trying to catch up. And that's due to the pace and the consistency of the drivers here in Division 1. Here's one such consistent and fast driver. It's Steffi. He leads 15 seconds. Marzan also leads on Rodrigo in 3rd by 27. And this is it. This is the battle. You can see Erky now. He's up into 4th. Rodrigo in 3rd. What happened to Brooksy? What happened to Brooksy? That was where Rodrigo almost got it wrong on lap 21. Brooksy has been involved in something and he's way back down in 7th spot. So as we were getting a lap update, and look at this, Neen Tisto's on the scene with 2 laps to go. This is getting really interesting. Rodrigo got it. Whether or not he helped, I don't know what's happened to Brooksy. That's unlike him. The Apex boys will look likely to get 2 on the podium. But here we go. It looks like Turismo will be the team today to do that, if he can hold it. Erky is right there, though. As soon as if Rodrigo makes one error, Erky will pounce immediately. And somehow Neen Tisto has just found speed when he needs it most. Was it too late? Erky trying to get around the outside of the elbow. Didn't have enough room or speed. But he's going to have the slipstream here. Rodrigo, though, in that Viper, a lot of top end. It's going to be hard. Erky's going to do his best. That's the gap behind. And that's the gap in front. You can see he's gaining and gaining. Erky now has the outside line. Rodrigo turns in and keeps 3rd, and they're about to come around and start the final lap. through Murray's. Catching up slightly. But Erky, he's going to have to do it. It's going to have to be this lap. Not sure what happened to this guy, Brooksy. He was up there in third, but he's been relegated to seventh. A lot of damage on the front there, so I wonder if he made a mistake. Unfortunately, we don't have a replay of it. Our leader is Deffy, and he's coming down through the S's and the dipper now. So, he's going to be our winner today. And then it's Marzen in second. Rodrigo holds third for now. It is the final lap for Division 1. Thanks for being with us today. And thanks for watching no matter where you were. Thanks to Rockefeller, Stronger Together, and Full Attack Motorsports. My name's Josh, and this is Demo 1 Garage. We're streaming the Division 1 race of the SFR GT Challenge. Don't forget, go and support the guys on Facebook. Search SFR GT Challenge. And you can find more info there. Join the Discord. Meet a good bunch of guys. If you like to get out there and race. But this is the battle for third, and Erky is not making it easy. Deffy comes across the line, and he takes first spot. Congratulations to him. And Marzen will take second. But we're going to have to get back to the action down for third. Rodrigo is so close. He needs to just nail these last few corners now. And Erky, he's going to try something because he needs to. There's no more time. Rodrigo, though, has held it. Will there be a last-ditch move from Erky here? This will be the corner to do it. Murray's corner. He thinks better of it, keeps it clean, and he's going to take the fourth. So that's third for Rodrigo. Fourth for Erky, and Neen Tisto takes fifth today. DJ takes seventh, and Brooksy back in seventh there. Not sure what happened to him. Q-Racer will take eighth. And then Bill up into ninth. Oh, Gnarly's made a mistake on the final corner. And that's 2 spots lost. What did Gnarly do? He just had to get through here. He's a little bit too excited, understeered off. And you can see his teammate got around him and he finished 12th. Oh, drama at the end. And J-Mag way back in 13th. So that was the driver that lost out there. So Deffy, Marzen, Rodrigo are our top 3. Hang around with us because we will have some interviews with them. So congratulations once again to Deffy. He's had a great race today. Now, we will get Erky, and we'll see if he can't give us an indication of what happened there with Brooksy at the end of that race. So I'm going to call the players in. And let's see if they're waiting for us. Not yet. So we'll wait for those 4 drivers and see if we can't get an interview with them. But what a race it was. Lots of drama there at the end. Now, one thing I will want to do is save that replay. Now, I hope you enjoyed the race today, guys. next week will be Division 2 at Bathurst, same time. But everyone out there, I think, enjoyed it. Jonathan Jones says, good race. Mike Prim has also said, good race. Gelson on YouTube, good race. Vic Daughtry, loving the commentary, man. Thank you so much, bro. Emula, Deffy is unstoppable. He totally is in Division 1. There's not much I think the guys can do. Carlo was waiting for a dive bomb into the elbow. It never happened, bro. And Carlo has actually subbed to us. Thank you for joining us, man. Sorry I missed you while we were racing. But there's going to be plenty more happening. Now, I'm waiting for the guys in the interview. Have we got any of them? We do. First place, Turismo Deffy.
Hello.
How was that one for you?
Well, my race was pretty uneventful. I'll be honest with you, the whole time. That's one of those tracks that I just really enjoy, so I kind of got the flow of it and did my thing. I honestly was just too busy. Every time I got to the straight, all I did was stare at that map. It looked like it was a train of like 5 or 6 little blue arrows that were just stuck together the entire race. So I'm really excited to go back and look at 3rd through 7th race.
Yeah, well, there was a lot of action happening back behind you. Once again, the Lexus let you down off the start line. You were sort of beaten to Hell's Corner. But, yeah, that didn't slow you down too much.
I can't complain too much about the launch because it's an overall, like, pretty solid car. Like, it doesn't have any real weakness. It's just that next to cars like the Viper and the AMG, which just have really strong launches, so much grip, it does look bad. But then when you put it next to a Supra or something, it suddenly becomes really good. So I guess it's kind of in the middle of the pack when it comes to the launch.
Are you using traction control off launch?
Yeah, I use 1 for my launch.
One.
Setting on 1, yeah.
Fair enough. And I think it was coming out of, I think your first pit stop, you got behind, I can't remember who you were behind. I think it was Erky.
Yeah, I think the first or second one, I think I came out alongside. I didn't even notice until I just heard another car. I'm like, oh my God, I turned it right there.
Were you a little bit afraid you were going to be stuck behind him and maybe push back into the field?
Not too much. I mean, like, I was just right along behind him, so I figured if I tucked in and was able to get along the left side for the corner, then since I was on brand new tires, I figured I should have the grip to hold it on the outside. But even if I did end up getting him behind, I don't think it would have been too much of a problem because he was pretty quick anyways, and especially through the uphill bit, it's once you get to the straight after the downhill, then I would have been able to probably get the slipstream anyway, so no big deal.
Fair enough. And there are a lot of the Division 2 races watching. Any tips for them for next week?
Don't hit the grass on Skyline because it's not good.
Yeah, I don't know why that grass bit is there. It's not there in the real world, so I'm not sure what's happening with the grass.
It's just really, I don't know. I always found that corner really difficult, but one part when I was practicing with DJ was, it's like if you go over Skyline but you stay to the right too long, it almost feels like your front wheels lift when you go over that crest. So the biggest thing that I guess I have is like, make sure you start your turn in before you go over the crest, and that way I feel like the front end doesn't lift as much, so you can keep a higher speed through the corner. I know that's like a pretty detailed thing, but I figure it'll be pretty helpful for that tricky corner.
Oh, I think any tips are great tips. So, yeah, thanks for coming along again, and congratulations on the win today.
Thank you very much. I'm going to enjoy that race later when I watch the battle for third.
Oh, there was so much that I missed as well. I'm a bit disappointed. So, but you will enjoy it, trust me.
All right, thank you.
All right, Marzan, second place for Apex. You must have been pretty happy to take first spot during the first lap. You might have thought you were in for a chance, perhaps, to win it.
Well, honestly, I knew that I was going to be once I qualify, I knew I was getting in the first place at the start because I knew the AMG have a pretty solid start. So, but honestly, I didn't have a chance. I mean, honestly, I knew he have a better way, a better pace, almost a half a second each lap. I mean, if I didn't have a mistake, so it was pretty tough just fighting that pole position for 24 laps. So for avoiding, any major, you know, uh, any major crash or something, I just kind of let him go and just continue my race. I knew that second place was pretty comfortable there, so I just continued my race, trying to avoid, uh, you know.
Well, yeah, it was. You were a lot like Deffy this week. You were up there out the front. You had a massive lead on the guys behind you. Was it hard to concentrate at Bathurst, or were you able to do it no sweat?
Well, honestly, because we have the daily race in Bathurst. I mean, we have a lot of practice in this track, so I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of not sweat, but I was trying to challenge myself and try to cut the gap between Diffie and me. So it pretty worked out. I'm pretty comfortable with that 15 seconds. I'm not gonna lie, so I'm pretty happy with that result.
That's good to hear. And what's your most challenging part of the track? Because we heard from Deffy there, it's coming through the dipper.
Honestly, the downhill, definitely the downhill. I mean, I have to concentrate a lot doing the trail braking so I can manage to balance the back of the car when I'm braking. Definitely, that's the hardest part for me.
And finally, did that new physics update that we got during the week, did that affect you much for the race?
No, I'm not gonna lie. Actually, it benefit I think all, all of us. So yeah, I feel pretty comfortable with the new update. It wasn't like a pretty big change to my driving.
Well, congratulations on getting second, and hopefully we'll see you up in first place. Maybe in 2 weeks' time.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it.
No worries, bro. And the final podium was Rodrigo. That was a hard-fought position, though, down the back for the final few laps. How would you describe your race today?
Well, I don't know. I know that I'm probably not gonna get to stay here, so I'll enjoy it for now. But it was really hard because when I saw people chasing me down, I really lost I didn't lose concentration, but I lost pace because I had to just focus on some lines for defending. So when I was on the downhill, I knew that I couldn't let the guy behind me had a good run. So I just tried to defend, tried to not give him a good run before the last corner on downhill. But yeah, I know I'm not gonna. I don't know if I'm gonna get to stay here on the podium, but I'll take it. That was a fun race.
Now, what was the incident you were involved in? Why do you keep saying you're not going to keep it? Because we probably missed what you're talking about, and that's what I'm really interested to find out. Were you involved with Brooksy at all?
Yeah, I tried to overtake Brooksy. I fully had him, and then we touched, and I rejoined the track really quickly to try and keep my position, and I think I made contact with Erky. Yeah, it was Erky. So yeah, that was what happened. So I don't know what's gonna happen with that, but I'm happy.
Well, I guess you had to do what you had to do. The laps were quickly running out, but if you had your time again, would you do it differently?
No, it was fun. I wouldn't.
That's what we like to hear. It's full on committed to the decisions you made on track in a split second. Well, again, congratulations on the final podium. Whether or not you keep it, obviously a different story. But again, thanks for being here today.
Yep, thank you.
Erky, the final one. You're actually in fourth position today. How was your race? There was a lot of fighting going on for that final podium.
My goodness. It was really intense all the way, all 24 laps, trying to pass Brewski and Jara. Jara is one hell of a defender. I knew my pace was a bit quicker than Jara, but that boy knows how to defend.
Oh yeah, he did a great job of making that car wide. That's for sure. That must have been frustrating.
Tell me about it.
Did you, now, I don't know, did you get a good view of what happened with the incident he was talking
Oh
about?
yeah. You know, they touch, and I believe Brewski kind of punted Jara, and Jara just went full speed back onto the track and, and got in front of me. I tried to avoid him, but I ended up slamming it back at him.
Well, yeah, I wanted, because we saw something. We saw Brooksy was way back in 7th, and you were up there as well. Rodrigo got 3rd. But, yeah, we wanted to get you on to see if you saw something. You obviously did. But
Yeah.
apart from all that, how was the race today for you anyway?
The race was amazing. I put in a lot of practice laps with one of the great lappers, Goof. And I was really confident coming in today.
Yeah, well, Goof was talking to us during the stream, and he was telling us that he's given you Goof speed. He didn't give you enough, though.
I know. I just, man, I know. Yeah. Jara's just a really good driver.
Hey, you'll get there. It's only, what are we, round 3? So, how do you find Bathurst anyway? Do you find it one of the most challenging ones, or are you pretty happy with it?
I've learned to love the track. When I first started racing on Bathurst, I hated it. Had a couple of races on here in different leagues, and I love it now.
Well, there you go. Because we had, I think a few weeks ago, we had a lot of the Stronger Together races saying they don't like Bathurst. So it's good to hear people out there do. But yeah, congratulations on 4th. Unfortunately, it wasn't the 3rd today, but it was a fantastic race to watch. And thanks again for joining us.
Yep. Thank you for having me.
No worries, Zerky. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. That was our 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. And we had Erky there for just a little bit of a sneaky peek at what happened during the race. But hopefully everyone's enjoyed it today. And that was the Division 1, guys. Next week, same time, will be the Division 2. Will be exactly the same amount of craziness, high-octane action, maybe even a little bit more. You never know. So join us then. But until the next race, guys, race hard and on the edge. My name's Josh. Don't forget to like us on YouTube, or follow us, or like us on Facebook as well. Share the videos around to people you know who might enjoy it, because we'll spread the word, and we'll make even better racing in the future. Once again, thank you very much. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.